Okay, so I'm going to call to order this work session for April 7, 2021. And our first item is the a discussion regarding the item that will be on our agenda next week, the entity reimbursement grant for COVID-19 expenses.
Excellent. Anyhow, we have a total of, sorry, throwing my stuff together here. I have the wrong spreadsheet pulled up. There we go. Okay, so this is all applications received through, the end of last meeting through April 1, and we've received a total claim of $64,723.75. We have Dimension Mill, Hive, a couple personal businesses, Jerry G. Miller and Catherine James Designs, the library again, Nick's, One World Catering, Pizza Express, Rainbow Bakery, the Wonder Lab, Upland, BTG Enterprises, Landlocked Enterprises, Innovative Financial Solutions, Laughlin Financial, Litwin Enterprises, and Blooming Paws this round. So the majority of the items that they're requesting reimbursement for are for air purification devices, PPE, a lot of instances of business model changes where we're assisting with, website updating or just equipment for recording or, changing business model as far as, teaching online or that sort of thing. Yeah, I didn't see any issues. We're not missing any information this time. Everything just seemed to go pretty smoothly as I reviewed. I would like to remind everyone that there is an April 30th deadline to receive completed applications. So I'm hoping that we continue to receive and get many more so that we're able to assist further before the end of this program. So any questions from the commissioners?
Let's see if there are. Commissioner Jones?
No, not at this time.
Commissioner Giffens?
No, I was happy that places like Wonder Lab are still doing things and moving forward. It keeps them going, keeps them in business. I also would like to comment on something yesterday at the service for Mr. Driver or Deputy Driver. We had some of these air purification systems and lights present to help with things. And so we know firsthand how important that can be.
Yes, and you mentioned the Wonder Lab. I actually finally just visited again after, over a year of not going with my children. And it's just really cool, the changes they've made to make things much more safe to visit and enjoy. So really neat that we're able to help with that.
Yeah, they're very thoughtful about it. I'm wondering if you could just review a couple of specific entities that are on the list, if you don't mind.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to, I'm not trying to throw a curveball at you. I just didn't see the applications, and so I just have a couple of quick questions, if that's okay.
Of course, sure.
All right, so Dimension Mill.
Okay. So Dimension Mill, they had some PPE that they were requesting reimbursement for. In addition, we are also, they're proposing that we assist with their Zoom platform that they're now using a lot more often due to COVID. So they are requesting assistance with the monthly expense, it looks like, for that. So there's a standard monthly fee, and then looks like there's a platform fee as well. Then there's another technology fee, Nest Aware monthly. So these are just items that they weren't using regularly in the past, and due to changing their business model for COVID, are now utilizing.
Okay, and then the Miller and James, the two that are together there, are those technology related?
They are. So Jerry Miller, he teaches music lessons. So in order to continue with his business, he needed some recording equipment and also other equipment so that he could kind of stream and do lessons virtually and also record and do lessons that way. And then the same is true for Catherine Designs. Sorry, I don't have the last name on my spreadsheet here.
Yeah. Yep, that's okay.
So same idea, just video equipment and PPE and just items so that they can get things online.
Great. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. So any other specific questions we could send to you and or Ms. Owens
Please.
before next week's meeting, I assume. And it looks like we lost Commissioner Jones. Hopefully she will come back. All right, that looks good. And anything else, Commissioner Gittens?
No, again, I'm just really pleased that we're able to help these businesses and nonprofits continue to operate.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for all your attention to this, to these items and these requests. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ms. Gregory. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we just quickly remind anyone from the public that may be watching that this information is all available on our website? If you just use the search tool and just even put in CARES, it will pop up, the link will pop up for the application. And again, the deadline is April 30th.
Right, and it's still in the center of our co.monroe.in.us landing page as well. So, yep, excellent. Yeah, and to leave some additional time because it does take, sometimes it takes a few tweaks to get an application complete, and that's what Ms. Owens works with companies on. So, yeah, great. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, and we have Mr. Cockrell here to talk about ordinance 2021-10.
Yes, and hopefully you guys have seen a copy of it. It's fairly straightforward. We realized late last week that our personnel policy was not going to give us the flexibility we desired when we had an employee or a volunteer pass away while they're still essentially active duty. So this would give time, allow supervisors to allow the employees the time to go to the funeral and go to all those arrangements. We did. It will be on the agenda next week. It would be effective as of April 1 to cover yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was probably some wishful thinking on our part and our oversight of missing that. So I appreciate that you caught that. It looks like Commissioner Jones is back. Commissioner Jones or Commissioner Gittens, you have questions about ordinance 2021-10?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm not sure what happened. My computer turned off.
Well, we're glad to have you back. All right. So this will be on next week's agenda, yes?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I just wanted to add that I had communicated with the presiding judge and with the prosecutor because this will be part of our personnel policy, and they were all in agreement with moving forward with this, just so you know.
Yeah. All right. The next item is for highway, Ms. Ridge.
Hello again. So in 2011, when our Bridge 12 Steinsville Road Bridge was built, there was also a memorandum of agreement that was signed by Federal Highway, the county commissioners, and it had to do with the bridge being built within a historic area. It had adverse conditions. So we have to make sure that everything was followed according to this memorandum of agreement. Basically, when Federal Highway went back to go ahead and accept the project as built, and that we designed it the way it was supposed to be designed. So this expires at the end of December 2021. So we are requesting to have Beam Longest and Neff make sure we are in compliance and finish this agreement and make sure they were the designer of the bridge. That's why I had reached back out to them. We have an on-call agreement with them, and their quote for that is not to exceed $8,100 to finish this out. So that's what that's for. So I didn't know if I could get approval for that. And you want me to go to my next item?
Is there an urgency to getting this done today?
I can put it on for the agenda next week.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
And my last one, it just came in this morning, so I apologize that it's not on your agenda. I emailed it to you guys this morning, a couple hours ago, probably 3 hours ago, maybe. So back in February, I know I've discussed with you that NDOT had increased the funding for the sample road projects. So this is actually their supplemental for increasing the construction funds up. They increased it to just under $6.2 million, $6,191,786. So this project goes to letting May 5th. So I'd really like to get it signed and get that additional funding, especially since we're in this fiscal year. They don't do a lot of with the funds in the last month of the fiscal year, due to trying to tie things up and close things out. So if I could get that approved, then it could go to DocuSign. They were supposed to send it to Angie today. We were just now new with getting into this DocuSign with the federal aid projects for highway. So it kind of went back and forth and trying to set it up. So they are to resend those to Angie today so that we can get them back to NDOT, because this goes to letting May 5th.
Okay. I'm looking my item up here and getting it open on my other computer. Okay. I had not seen this, so I apologize.
No, like I said, I just sent it a few hours ago because I just got it back from NDOT because I thought that they were still making a correction on it. And so it's been back and forth for the last 24 hours. So I finally did get a copy of it this morning. So.
So because this is an amendment to an existing agreement, I assume this is something we can entertain today, correct, Mr. Cockrell?
Yes, you can approve this today.
Right, and then would we need to ratify it next week?
I don't think you would have to, but I would certainly recommend it.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds really good. So first, let's see if first I'll make a motion and then I'll see if there are questions. I'm going to go ahead and move that we approve amendment number 1 for Sample Road Phase 2 road reconstruction project with NDOT to be ratified at the April 14th meeting.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Now, questions, comments, Commissioner Jones or Commissioner Giffens?
No, I don't.
Does this additional money allow us to do anything more than what we would have done, or?
Well, actually, it brings the project to an 80-20 split. So when you get awarded a project, which this project began in 2014. So, and then we split it out, and this was split into its own phase in 2019. When you start with the 2014 numbers and propose an application, you're proposing it at 80-20. However, when you go forward and we're 7 years later, the cost of the projects increase significantly as you see the contracts and you see the amounts that we deal with. However, if NDOT has extra money where projects in other areas have not been able to get to the point of receiving their funds, then they can allocate it to other ones. So this actually brings this up to the 80-20 split that was originally done in 2014. So it increased it quite a bit. So thankful for that. Otherwise, NDOT, if they don't have the extra funds, then it's up to the locals to come up with, if it's a 70-30 or a 60-40 at that point, then it's up to the locals to come up with that difference. But this actually brings it up to an 80-20 split.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Let's see if there's any public comment on this item.
Nobody ever has public comment on my stuff. I guess that's a good thing. That's a good thing, right?
Should I prep my husband to call in or what?
No, it's okay. No.
All right, with that, Mr. Cocker, will you please call the roll on amendment number 1 for Sample Road Phase 2?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Githens.
Yes.
Motion is approved, 3-0.
Great, thank you. Ms. Ridge, I have one more question for you. It's sort of related to Sample Road, but since we have you here, should we be looking at, Sample Road's the east part of Sample Road, east of I-69 is already pretty treacherous, but now with all of this construction, should we do a no through truck traffic ordinance for this part of the roadway? I was on it last week and it was not good.
Yeah, and actually, the crews at the highway garage had reached out to me because they weren't aware of the timeline and the schedule for that to begin. So I did tell them to put in a work request to go up there, take care of the road until the contractor is hired. That section of the project, actually, I have been flipping back and forth between the NDOT website and here because it was to let this morning at 9 a.m. So that's exciting. And the Curry Pike roundabout is on this morning's letting also. So I'm waiting to get those results, but then within 30 days, we'll have a contractor on board, meet with them, have a pre-construction meeting. And then it might be something that we want to discuss with them to see if that's the route that we would want to take. And I can talk to Paul too.
Yeah, I just think we need to be really cautious just with truck traffic, through truck traffic off of I-69 in general on some of these ancillary roads. I don't know. I did not get a chance to check the west side, the west portion of Sample. I was in a bit of a hurry, but I know that the east roadway is a mess. And
I drove it, yeah.
Once those construction trucks are out there as well, that's just going to make it even worse. And I'd hate to see us dealing with an accident or something like that. So so if you would look at it, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, also we have traffic commission tomorrow. So if it's something, I'll talk to Paul today when I get back to the office and see if that's something we would want to address and put it on there from, and talk to our consultant and see if that's or if they want to wait until the contractor is awarded. So, but yeah, I will definitely look into that.
Great. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, anything else from my colleagues? Anything else from any other department head for work session? All right, with that, we are adjourned.